at
We
8:30.
haven't officially done anything yet.
Our delay was we were hoping our attorney would come,
Yes, we
but weather-wise probably is affected attendance. Okay,
So what happens when it's go home?
Here she is.
there she is.
Hi, my
Morning.
apologies. I got caught up in all the
Oh,
traffic
him
this
too.
morning.
And him
You
too?
guys ride together?
Yeah.
It's good we had a filibuster before you got here.
Yeah,
good,
right.
good,
Sorry.
That's okay.
Well, it was a mess over there because of all the stuff going on, because they had the kids camp thing and they got the ladies league and it's just a mess. So I didn't even think I was gonna, I texted you, said I wouldn't know if I was
Right.
gonna make it or not, so,
I warned everybody.
thanks.
Okay. Patty will take a visual roll call. I don't see any public for any comments on our agenda item. Any amendments to the agenda? Okay, seeing none. Item 4 is the consent agenda. Entertain a motion to approve A and B.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Well, I guess I'll second that.
It's been moved in second. Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 5 is business. Fire department updates? Go
Just
ahead.
have an update on the new hire testing.
Okay,
We're going with the National Testing Network. We've been in contact with them to get our flyers and our posting all prepared. It should go out in the next day or two. Should be blasted out. We have the opportunity to keep the test open. It'll currently go from like June 25th to August 2nd. But if we don't have enough applicants, we can extend that date another 2 weeks, another month, another 2 months until we get a good pool. This testing company allows us that flexibility to do that, so we think that's pretty nice.
what is your numbers that you want to reach?
Well, last time we were at like 22 applicants. We'd like to do at least that, if not
Okay.
more.
Yeah,
It's more of an independent thing. They submit their documents. They can take their test whenever they deem
Nice.
necessary for them in between the time frame. So
Yeah.
we're making it extremely convenient for them to do that.
oh,
So,
okay.
We'd also like to ask if we can go ahead and advertise. The chief usually uses Blue Line and Daily Dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
Are we okay to go ahead and do that?
Consensus?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And that's all I have.
Oh, goodness, okay. Chief?
Last night at the village board meeting for June 24th, the item on their agenda was 15A about police staffing issues. And just reading it, the police department's request to hire a new candidate off the police eligibility list in anticipation of 4 impending openings. This would be our 40th officer. Currently, we're allowed 39, but they're going to allow us a 40th officer to get into the academy to take advantage of the date of the academy we have coming up in August. I can play the vote for you. I have it queued up if you need that from the village board to allow us to float a 40th officer. Let me just stop there just to see how the board would like to proceed with that, because this action was taken last night about 8:15, 8:20. So we didn't have time to draft a letter to present to the board, so.
Well, I watched the meeting and it was 100% by the board members
Yeah.
to go ahead and do that, so.
Right, just go ahead, proceed.
Okay, so having said that, and then allowing for that action, we would respectfully request to allow us to go ahead and do backgrounds on 2 of our candidates towards the bottom of the list. Do you have their names ready or queued up? Or?
Well, it'd be 2 candidates in the lateral list and the 4 candidates that are left on the regular list.
So you're talking 6 total?
Well, yeah, we just do them one at a time and see what happens.
Right, yeah.
But I do have a question for the attorney.
Is there a priority? Would you go to which one would you do first? The lateral or the other one? Or the entry level?
It seems who's the better candidate. You know, that's pretty much the direction we would take.
Okay.
You know, if we had a really good suitable candidate on our lateral list, we would take advantage of that because it speeds up our timeline. You don't have to go to an academy. You know, they have a lot of the police process already, they've been trained, and we would go from there. If we're forced to go and send us someone to the academy, we have all the dates, we have an opening for that individual, and we're looking at another 8 months before that person even gets on the street. And then they still obviously might not be completely street ready.
Okay,
So
just
that's
curious.
the difference. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I'm sorry.
One of our applicants, Silva, that's on the list, Anahi Silva, she took a pass because she was having surgery done. We actually did her background check and we're ready to offer her employment right before the academy, but then she had to have some surgery done. So she passed with understanding they'd like to come back to her. So the question is can we go back to her for next opening, or do we have to exhaust our list and then go back to her?
No, you can go back to her, I think you can go back to her when you have another opening, you can go back down the list. My only caution is if it's a candidate that you think, is gonna work out and all of that, and you know that she still isn't done with her surgery items, or there's a concern with that, sometimes, you wanna kind of make sure that the timing is right. We have that on the fireside sometimes with, some certifications, they're almost done, but you're not quite, and so you kind of, instead of making them take the second pass and then fall off the list, you go ahead and go down the list, but if you think they're ready, go ahead.
So the second question on the lateral test, when we, I don't know if it was the last meeting or a meeting before, we approved to just take applications as they come. But we did do interviews with the people that initially applied, which gave us a list of 3 people. The first one we actually got to remove from the list, will be the next thing, but then we have 2 others. I don't know, if they'll make it or not, but we do have one applicant that came in. So we decided to score these people because we weren't sure about military points, whether, how do you apply military points if you don't have a number score? But now we approved to continuously take them in, but now we have a 4th applicant, we have a current list. So how do we go about that? Do we just interview them with the board and do a score sheet and, where's he went up on the list? This is a current list already certified.
Yeah, I think what you could do is every so often you'll do interviews, so you can, if you wanna go ahead and do the interview with just the one, or you think, you wanna wait until you have another one. It depends on, how frequently you're getting them.
Yeah, well, you still
And then
want
you
to
just
apply,
kind
so.
you would include them into the list, so, they do the interview, you give them the score, and then you just update your list as that goes along. And then when you have openings and you wanna consider, candidates, then, you can use what is the viable list at that time.
Okay.
Is that off the lateral list you're talking, or the other?
Well, yeah, he's a lateral
Okay.
applicant, so,
All right.
I guess if these applicants don't work out and we wanna interview them, we could just keep them pending for right now. Because we'd have to get you guys together to do an interview with them, so.
It's up to you.
Right.
We
I would
can,
recommend to interview him.
yeah.
And if he's a good candidate or not, just so he gets on the list.
Yeah, he may be the best one, who knows,
So, but let me ask you this, so this list, they consider a certified list, right? So, say he gets scored and he's higher than people on this list, how does he just all of a sudden jump in front of others when we already have a certified list?
Well, I think you'd have to go through the same process that you did to certify it the last time. So you'd have to update the list with his score, but then at a meeting, you'd certify the list. And then that would make it official. It's almost like if you had, if you had a police test and you have your eligibility list, and you're kind of coming down to the end, and you start another one, and your list, you've got then 2 lists, what happens is they kind of merge, and so you're operating off of 2 essentially. If that makes sense, so you can do that.
In this situation, the easiest thing is probably just to do the backgrounds of the 2 we have and see what happens. And
Yeah, in the meantime, you
that
can.
way, if we interview him, he'll just be by himself on the list.
Yeah, it's completely up to you how you'd like to do it.
Yeah, because we're crunched for time, because our academy date is, we have to have officers sworn in by August 10th. And usually
Yeah.
the backgrounds are 30 days, so we really don't have a whole lot of time here, because if the laterals don't work out, we miss this, and then we're 8 months out without being able to hire
Right.
anybody.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah, some of that is just an operational decision as to how you want to make that timing work,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
okay, so we have some flexibility there then.
Yes.
Okay.
So what's gonna be your plan then?
The first one.
Okay.
Just our background, so it's
Just start the
know,
backgrounds?
let's see where it takes us.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
you
we'll probably
will
start multiple
do the
backgrounds.
after, the interview then later?
Yeah, we'll contact you to figure out a date to do it.
Okay.
Last month, didn't you mention something, but you got a lot of retirements coming up, or a few retirements coming up?
Yes, and that's what we had talked about last night in the village board meeting, was the 4 retirements we have coming up in 2025. So we have a lot to work through. And we're going to ask this commission to then go ahead and start the testing process once we get through these suitable candidates for our eligibility, our basic eligibility list, because that's coming pretty quick. And it might even happen before our next meeting, so that we're gonna ask something once we get through this discussion, so. Bless you.
Bless you.
Just so that I make sure I got this right, so you got another candidate for the lateral list. So, but we're not gonna add them onto the lateral list, but we're gonna do a background test on them first. Is that what you said?
Well, I think we'll just go ahead and do the background on the 2 we have already.
On the two
We
you already
don't,
have?
yes, we don't anticipate it's gonna take very long. We kinda know a lot about them already, to be honest with you.
Well, so do I remember some of them
Yeah.
from when we, so, in a way, I'd like to be able to pick from 3 rather than 2, so.
So would we.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah, but these are existing, so I would
Yeah.
say, yeah, proceed with these and
I
get those
mean,
background checks going.
and then we also have the one that we almost hired, so,
Yeah,
sometimes, we go back and forth sometimes. Sometimes it's better to just get your fresh applicant and let them train with us and no bad habits then, they're just, we mold them the way our department is versus you bring someone in on a lateral. But the lateral on the other hand, they go on the street quicker, so we have to toss that up a little bit, so
we gotta pick out the best candidate.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's gonna be more openings next, within this list anyhow, so that other applicant would have his opportunity. We're gonna get to all of them.
Yeah.
I guess, at the end of the day, we're gonna get to all of them. It's not gonna matter whether the new guy comes here, or we're still gonna get to them.
So our goal before the next commission meeting in July is to present you with a suitable candidate to offer a conditional offer. That's where this is heading. That's a direction, whether it's from our lateral list or a basic eligibility list. That's what we're trying to do. So we're gonna be doing a lot of backgrounds. We're trying to vet and find the best suitable candidate for us. We'll present that person to the commission in July. We'll try and get that person sworn in early August. There's a power test August 13th, and then the academy starts, I think, on the 26th and goes until December 13th. So, tight timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So is our July meeting in time, works out time frame wise for you, or do you need it moved up a week, or do,
When would that date be?
well, it'd be the 4th Tuesday in July?
Yeah, I'm sort of going with you, Ray. If you need a meeting earlier,
Yeah,
let us know.
It would be the 25th. If possibly, we could communicate that if we needed a week earlier, we'll definitely let you know in plenty of time. Does that sound fair? Or do you want to just go with the 18th?
I think we should do it, because, remember, we get the psych and medical after you guys approve it. So, and then we get we gotta hire by the 10th.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's not a whole lot of time in there, especially if someone fails the psych. And now we gotta hurry up and get to our next applicant and send them. And the psychs right now are 3 weeks out for scheduling. So,
so are you looking at then,
July 18th then.
yeah,
Or excuse me,
No,
July
July
7th, 16th, correct.
16th?
16th, July 16th.
I mean, we might as well do that now,
Yeah, that makes
rather
sense.
than, scrambling.
So are you rescheduling or are you adding a special meeting?
No, we would reschedule.
Reschedule.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah,
But we want to do whatever, we don't want to slow down your process.
Right.
Alright.
And, yeah, we don't want the rush. And like you say, in case any stags all of a sudden come up.
There will be some, there always is.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'll do a motion on rescheduling the meeting
I'll make that motion.
I'll second
to
July
July
16th.
16th.
At 8:30.
Oh, boy, yeah, let's see if I can get out of the golf course.
Okay, so it's been moved in second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. So we will officially, our meeting for July is the 16th, moved from the 23rd to the 16th. Right? Okay.
And one other thing, if we exhaust everyone on this list, we would request the permission to go ahead and enter into a conversation with our testing vendor to start that process back up again. It's going to take some time. There may be a chance we still may have some candidates, so we would definitely inform the board if we're going to do that. If you don't hear from us, we still have candidates on the list, and we keep moving. That's one of the things we would ask. Is that fair also? Just to cut down on some time.
So, you're not,
If we exhaust our list,
if you exhaust the list, you want the permission to go ahead and start contacting.
our vendor for testing.
Right.
For the basic eligibility list. And they do a lot. There's a lot of planning that goes on with them, and that'll take some time. And we would definitely communicate that to the board if we do that.
So I don't think we need a motion. We would need consensus then to, allow you to proceed. Right. Okay. Consensus is then if they run out of candidates, then they have to.
And we will make notification to the commission. Thank you. And that's all we have for now, and then we have one other item for exec session.
I don't think,
You don't, okay,
I don't think it has to be,
okay,
because there's no, he didn't fail a background. so-
okay. Then we'll get rid of this item here. The number one person on our final eligibility lateral list, Emo Navratil, he has taken a position with another agency.
Sorry.
What?
He got promoted within his own agency.
Right.
Is that the DuPage guy or?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, he's still there,
Yeah.
they made him a detective,
Oh,
Oh,
so
okay.
he's no longer interested.
Not sure.
They recognized his work, and,
Yeah,
They probably smelled that he was out looking.
right, yeah. And he was interested in us, so
Yeah, it was.
we were courting each other, and then it ended. So we would ask if we could remove him from the list, and that's per his request.
Okay. Make the motion to remove him from the list per his request.
I'll second that.
it's moved in second then
Yeah.
to remove.
What was his name again?
Emo Navratil,
E-M.
I-L.
Okay.
I can give you the name.
Patty, did I forward you the email on that? don't
Yes, I
know.
have.
As long as Patty has it
Yeah.
then. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So we need to vote on that first.
right.
Okay, so Al, you made the motion?
Yeah.
And Glenn second. Moved in second then to remove Emo from the list by his request. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried.
Is that it?
Is that it?
That is all we have
Nothing for exec section then? No,
for us now.
okay. Nothing.
Tea? Jeez. 'Cause
Do
just
you
like,
wish
oh,
to make any comments?
No, just my apologies for running late today. I got stuck with all the weather this morning.
No.
Slowed me down, so my apologies.
The chief was looking out after you, for you, yes. So, okay, if there's no other business then, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
And I'll second it.
It's moved and second to adjourn, and the time is 8:56.
Wow, this is fast.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried.
Okay.
Well, that's 20 minutes.